Hi everyone, welcome back to React Testing Series video number 3. So today in this video we are going to test this login form. We write the test case for this form and how we are using Formik as well. So you can see if I click on submit button, here we have error message with the help of Yip. So we are also going to test that as well. And here we have two buttons, submit and reset. So and the gender one select drop down as well for the gender. So we are going to cover all the scenario like password field, select field, and reset button, submit button with Formik, and the error message with the help of VIP. So let's get started. Let's come to the VS Code and create one test case file. So here, first of all, write describe. Inside the describe, first of all, we have the name of the test case we are going to write, that is login form, and the second argument it accept one fat arrow function. Inside this function we will write the test case. So let's start with work per
Okay,
test.
so first of all, we'll check our login form is correctly rendered with the all respective field or not. So how are we going to check? We are going to check with the help of screen. So screen have some method that is come from Vitest where we will get this all field by the label text, by the text, or with the help of ID as well. So if the field is present on a login form, that's mean our login form is correctly rendered without any issue. So let's start with the test case. First of all, write it, that is confirm with test. Inside it, first of all, we have the name of the test case, that is UI check, and then we have another functions, and inside this function we will render first of all our app. So render that is come from React testing library, and then the app where we have the form. So render the form. After that, check all the field inside the form is correctly rendered. So check with the help of expect, that is come from Vitest. Then we have screen, the screen that is come from React testing library. So screen find, sorry, we are going to use get element by level. So get by level text. So level text is username, and then we'll check to be in document. So if the text, if the label with the text username is present on the screen, then the test case will be passed. Otherwise, it will give us error. So run the test case with the help of Intex Vitest. So we also going to check all other field like password, email, and drop down as well. So first of all, check username only. Then the test case passed. Then we will check other field as well. So the test case is running. Example, and now for the app. So test case is passed. How you can see the coverage as well. So the app.txt only 12% is covered. We are going to cover it 100%. So let's check other field as well. Okay, so let's cover other field as well, same as the username. So we have wrote other field as well. The button we are getting with the help of role. So now run the npx vtest and check it's properly working or not. So you can see one more thing, that is 1/i. So that is a regular expression. So it's ignore the case sensitive manner. So the label with the text email, it can be small in uppercase, it does not matter. Going to check. You can see that we are getting error on the gender. So okay, so gender is a drop down. So we need to handle this by get by text. So we will check the text with the name of gender is available on the screen or not. So in other case, we are checking that's by level text. So in the other case, we have just normal one input field. So it can be work for that, but for the uh, gender, that is a select. So selects does not have the label text. So for that, we need to get this element by text. So you can see our test case is passed, and the coverage, the coverage you can see that is 100%, sorry, 12.5%. So we need to cover it by writing the other test case. So now let's move to the second test case. So in this second test case, we are going to check validation message if I go to the UI side and click on the submit button. You can see some validation message appeared. So we are going to test all the validation message. Now write it, and the name of the test case I'm going to give validation check. After that we have function. Inside this function we have logic for validation check. So render the component again where we have login form. After that, the idea is simple. We'll click on the submit button and check the validation error on screen. So let's click on the submit button with the help of fire event. So in previous video, I covered the test case for button where we are clicking on the clicking button. So here we are going to click on submit button with the help of fire event. So fire event is basically uh, used for firing any kind of event listener on click, on change, any other. So that is fire event is come from React testing library. So what we'll do, we'll get the element by the help of text. So we have text submit, and we'll get the particular button and click on the button. After clicking on the button, what we'll do, we'll check uh, text on the screen. What kind of text we are going to check? We are going to check the error text. So copy the error text and paste her, and then run the test case. So let's check our test case is working or not. We also going to check other tests, other validation methods as well. Like if I failed a password and if I miss some character, then it also going to give me error. So let's check. Okay, so our test case failed. The reason is simple. If I click on submit button, you can see. Let's refresh the page. And if I click on submit button, you can see the test is appearing after some delay. After some delay, so for that, simply we need to make our function asynchronous. So it's very simple. Just make async. Just make it async. After making async, what we'll do, we use await, and one more thing, the get by text. So get by text is used for the text that is already on the screen, and we have one more method, that is find by text. Find by text is used for finding any kind of text on the screen. So that is that is mainly used for asynchronous text that is appear after some delay, after some time, and the get by text that is used for text that is already on the screen. So we don't have text. Uh, Sorry, we don't have the text name is required on the screen. Okay, I wrote wrong thing. So it can be worked with the help with the text, and yeah, also can work with the find by text. And await, we need to write her. Okay, so run the test case. The simple thing that we're doing, we are uh, clicking on the submit button. After clicking on submit button, the text with the error name is required to appear after some time. So for that, we have wrote asynchronous method, and here we are getting the element with the help of find. So find will do what will do find. Find will check the element with the text name is required is on screen or not. So here you can see our test case is passed. Okay, the same thing we are going to do for other element we have brought as well, other aspect method as well for other field. One more thing you can see, that is here we are using get by text, and for the name we are using find by text. So the difference is simple. Here we are finding the element on the screen. After clicking on submit button, the text, the error message appear after some delay, after millisecond delay. So for that we need to await, and the find element, what we'll do, the difference between find by text and get by text is simple. Find by text will find element on the screen, and get by text will get particular element from the screen. So the text with the name is required is appear after some delay. So for that we need to find particular element and also going to await. But after name is required, the other field, the email is required, other validation message is already appeared on the screen. So for that, the get by text is can be work. Okay, so now moving to the our third unit test case. In the third unit test case, we are going to check our input and password field validation message. If I, here you can see if I write wrong invalid email address, so it will show me invalid email address. If I write nothing inside the email box, you can see email is required. That is, we already checked. Now we are going to check invalid email address. The second thing is for password. The password must be at least 6 character. So let's do that. So for that, first again render write the test case name. So validation for email and pass. You can write as per your understanding and use case. I'm going to give some random name for this test case, and again call the same app component where we have login form. After that, so in the previous video, I already covered the test case for input field where we have covered on-chain method as well. So again, we are going to use on same fire event change. So the idea is simple. What we'll do, we'll write the something inside the email field and check the invalid email address error message is validation appeared or not after clicking on submit button. So let's do that. First of all, the we need to get the particular email address with the help of label text. We are going to get that field. So file event except two argument, file event change except two argument. First is which field where we need to make some changes, and second is what we need to do. So here we need to change the value of email field. That is, we are going to change. We are going to make it change, and after that, what we'll do, we'll click on submit button. We'll click on the submit button. So here we are already clicking on the submit button. So let's copy that same thing and paste here. So first of all, we'll change the input field email value, and after that we click on the submit button. After clicking on submit button, what we'll do, we'll check error message. So copy the same thing again here, and again. So it's asynchronous, so we need to call find by. So we need to call find by text method. Okay, so now we need to add await because the test error message appear after some time. So make it async method. So let's make it async method, and the error message we also need to change because the error message will be appear invalid email address. So let's change the error message and run the test case again and check our test case is working or not. Okay, so here you can see the test case is working, and we have covered 25% of app components. And now let's check same for the password as well. So for the password, we have password must be at least 6 character. So change the text, and the value also we are going to change. We are going to call the password field here, and going to change the value. Okay, so it must be at least 6 characters. So let's write the text that is less than 6 character and check, run the test case again. How we can get the password field by get by ID as well, because already we have uh, we already are waiting for particular email address, so we don't need to call it by find by ID. So you can use both as well. So you can see
Okay,
the
so here you
test.
can see we have covered 37% of test case for the login form, and also we already covered all type of validation message and test case for that. So now moving to the fourth test case. So now I'm going to test the form with right value. Previously we tested with wrong value and got the validation. Here you can see if I fill all the field and click on the submit button, the one alert message is appear. Let's test with the help of unit testing. First of all, give the test case name. I'm going to give right value, and after that one function we have inside the function render the app component again. Okay, after rendering the component, now I'm going to
fill all the field with the help of user event. So user event is similar to the fire event, but fire event is used when you want a low level UI interaction, and user event is basically perform all the UI interaction as a user. So now the user event is more suitable for filling all the field. So let's do that. Uh, User event dot setup and pass it to the one variable called user. Okay, so now user dot type. Okay, so we are going to type on which field. First of all, we have field name. So I'm going to give email. After that, the value name. Okay, so it's not something like fire events. Fire event just like perform any kind of event. So for that we need to like mention all the things like target value, and the user event is something like real user. So it's perform all the tasks, all the events as a user. So it's more suitable for there. So I will fill all the field. So here I have filled up all the field, and now let's click on the submit button. So copy that and paste her. Okay, so here I'm using user. So user dot click, and user will click on the screen where we have text submit, and after that what we'll do. So here you can see on submit I'm calling one alert. So let's check if alert is called. That's mean our the test case is working. So how we can check any alert? So alert is a part of global. So global dot alert, global used for window method. So global alert, and what we'll do, we'll pass uh, one VIFN. So VIFN is used for mocking any function. In previous video, we have mocked on-chain method. Here you can see we have mocked on-chain method. So just pass with vi.fn to any function where we need to mock that function. So here we what we'll do, we'll call expect and pass the global alert, global.alert, and now we will check uh, to have been called with. So you can see we are calling alert and with this JSON value and passing to the alert. So pass the same value. I already copied that value, so I will pass. So now run the test case and let's check it's working or not. You can see the same value I already changed using the user type, and after that I clicked on the screen where we have text submit, and on the submit button we already passing the value as a JSON string, and okay, so our test case is failed because we don't have description. So remove that and run the test case again. So here you can see our test case is again failed. Okay, so here we forget one wait, because if in UI, if I fill up the form and click on the submit button, the alert is appear after some delay. So we need to use await here, and let's run the test case again. Let's see. Okay, now our test case is working. Here you can see the coverage. We have covered 87% part of the app component. Now let's move to the next test case. So we have covered almost all things, but one the reset button is missing. Let's try the test case for that as well. So reset button just is simple button that is just used to reset all the field value. If I click on the reset button, you can see it will make all the field empty. So let's test that. Approach is simple. First, we'll fill up field with the help of user event, and after filling the field, we'll click on the reset button with the help of user.click. After clicking on the reset button, we will check the field again. If the field have value, that's mean our test case is not working. If the field does not have value, that's mean our test case is working. And so let's test that. Give the name. I'm going to give reset button, and pass the function. Inside this function, I'm going to call app, and again I'm going to use user event. So let's call that as well. And after that, uh, I will fill value, email and username. After filling to fill, what we'll do, we'll click on the reset button. So let's copy the submit one and change the text to reset. Okay, so let's make it asynchronous. One more uh, functionality of user event is that yeah, it can perform asynchronous thing as well. So file event can only used with synchronous thing, but user event is something like a user that doing some interaction with UI, so it can be asynchronous as well. So let's click on the reset button. After clicking on the reset button, what we'll do, we will check expect screen screen text level text email and screen level text email to have to have value empty, and same with username. So let's copy that and paste and run the test case. So first of all, we'll fill username and email. After filling the two field, we will click on the reset button. After clicking on the reset button, uh, the field username email will be empty, and so you can see our test case is working. And one more thing you can see, we have covered 100% functionality. So the test coverage also 100% we have covered, and the egg components we have covered. So thank you for watching.